It's one of those in-between times again, where we are at the beginning of the month and waiting for new content to play and also kind of uncertain about what will come to the game. So in this video I thought it was fun to recap what we know so far about the April content, because we actually already know quite a lot of what we can expect. And we might find out why an Abstergo soldier got into the Animus, like there should be an explanation for this gear pack. But first I want to touch on the weekly reset that just happened, including how to kill enemies with torches. So let's get into it. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with the keep your orichalcum in your wallet shop selection from Sargon this week. So I first thought, wait, there's an epic item instead of a legendary item, but they actually switched the store up to keep us on our toes, I guess. So this week we got the waist from the Dionysos pack. That is not that bad, a sort of purple pink waist with a vase on the back. And yes, I'm talking more about the looks, because the crit damage while full health is pretty good, but not as good as the epic gear that of course has another perk on top of that. So 80 orichalcum for that. I asked the people in the chats during the weekly live stream if they were going to buy it, and a lot of people were not buying it, and I can totally see why you want to keep your orichalcum for this one. And the same applies to the Crusher ship design that Sargon is also selling for 80 orichalcum. Pretty expensive for a ship design if you ask me. I would say just wait for next week and then you get a cool new one from the new weekly target. Like we get this Piraeus design next week that looks pretty sweet indeed, better than the one that you can buy right now for 80 orichalcum in my opinion. So yes, save that orichalcum, and hopefully next week Sargon will offer some better items that we can buy. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to kill the new mercenary for that orichalcum. So grab all the new weekly bounties from the message board. The mercenary this week is called Aatos the 8, who has a low health perk Bracers for assassin players. So that's really as bad as it can get. He takes less damage from melee attacks and can also drain stamina with certain attacks. Oh, and he has a dog companion as well in my game, and I'm not the only one that experienced that as well, so careful for the animal, I guess. I was facing him with the assassin gear, so I could have gone for the one-shot critical assassinate, but we wanted a real fight, so I started with a regular assassinate and then later some arrows, since again he takes less damage from melee attacks. Switch to the paralyzing arrows at the right time to recruit him. He was epic sadly, but it's of course random, so he might be legendary for you, but it's a higher chance that he is epic. 40 orichalcum in the pocket, and now you want to do the pretty fun weekly contract, Poison in the Air. Here we gotta kill Spartan soldiers with heavy bladed weapons, with poison, but also with torches. And I really like that part, so some tips on that in a second. First, for the heavy bladed weapons and the poison, it's pretty easy actually. Do the Spartan challenge in the arena, so the second one, and then just apply the poison effect to your heavy bladed weapon. And make sure that the enemies die from the hit from the heavy blade with the poison effect applied, because then the kill actually counts towards both parts of the bounty. If they die from the poison damage, then it only counts towards that part of the quest. And if they of course die from only the heavy blade without the poison effect, then it only counts for the weapon. I only had to do the arena 2 times to complete that part of the bounty, and then we can go on to the torch part, because you can try and hit Spartans with torches, but that can take some time, especially on the nightmare mode. You can make this work in the arena in the non-New Game Plus save, because then you're likely fighting level 50 enemies and you are likely higher than that, right? While the targets in the New Game Plus mode arena are likely more around your level, because that is the thing, the torches will not do a ton of damage, while the burning effect will. So you want to make sure that you do the last hit with the torch, and that can actually be pretty hard when the enemies are around your level. So if you want to do it in the arena, then it will be smart to just focus on one target, like keep hitting him so you have a chance to do the last hit, but high chance that the burning effect will most likely do the job for you. Another way, and a more secure way, is to go to Spartan camps and knock all the targets out, and then finish them off with one hit of your torch when they're like on the ground asking for mercy. I tried a fort first with a hunter build, but that got a little too crazy. No, it's way smarter to go to a smaller camp in a region taken over by Sparta, and then go the assassin way, so sneak around, knock them out, and then when they are lying on the ground, finish them off with your torch. If they still have some health left after you try to knock them out, then you want to switch to your bow and the paralyzing arrows to still be able to knock them out and finish them off with one hit of the torch. I said it before when this bounty was like in the game a while back, but I love having to find a tactic to do something weird in the game that you would normally not do. do. I really wish there were more bounties like this, like kill enemies by throwing them off a cliff or kill them with a specific ability. Hopefully Ubisoft has plans to add more of those in the future. And speaking of the future, it's April right now, so what can we expect this month? I kinda already went over bits and pieces in previous videos, but I thought let's combine it all as we wait for the April content video from Ubisoft with gameplay and details of all the new stuff. I think it's coming either this week, but more likely next week, looking at the dates from the recent videos. So yes, the big thing is of course a free mission to prepare us for the first episode of the Fate of Atlantis. And this Heir of Memory mission is really coming any week now, involving Layla as the trophy icon already teased. And we will likely learn how the Abstergo armor got into the Animus as well, looking at this tweet from Susan, who is a scriptwriter at Ubisoft. So there is an explanation for how the Abstergo pack made its way into the game. Very interesting. Maybe Abstergo is onto Layla, kind of like how she had to fight off the Abstergo soldiers in Origins near the end of the game. But now they somehow got into the Animus. Of course, your theories are more than welcome in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. So that mission will likely be released before the next big update. We had no big update in March, so that we get a big one this month is a no-brainer. And they have to include assets for the first episode of Atlantis. Ubisoft also likes to change the main menu as well before an episode goes live. And we will likely see that for this first episode of the Fate of Atlantis DLC as well. The update will also include at least one new item pack that will then be available really soon after the update goes live, or maybe on the same day as the update. And this update of course should include a ton of fixes as well, for example where we lost our ability points, so we should get them back. That of course happened with update 1.14, and this 1.15 patch will likely also have a fix for the bow issue. Yes, this has been going on for a pretty long time now, that the loot system favors bows. Like you see it in my inventory, I now most of the times get bows and way less of all the other items in the game, and many people reached out saying the same as well. And this was even the case before the previous big update, but now Ubisoft seems to at least be aware of this bow loot shower and looking into it, so hopefully they have a fix for that in the next big update. I also really hope that the loadout system that Bruno confirmed to me in a recent interview is part of this update, so we can finally make presets for our different gear and abilities and easily switch between them. So it is coming, but no real confirmation if it will be in the next update. We should at least see some new features with this new update, so hopefully the loadout system is included. I always like to predict here when things will be live. So the first episode of Fate of Atlantis is coming at the end of April, they already said. So that is very likely on April 30th. I think the Heir of Memories quest line will be live on Tuesday, April 16th, because it's actually already in the game according to the patch notes of the previous update. Because that one added support for upcoming Lost Tales of Greece missions coming in March and beyond. And we of course already got the March one, so likely this one is included already. Then that week on Thursday, so April 18th, I think is when we get the new update, or at the latest on April 23rd, so a week before the Fate of Atlantis. That will include a new item pack, and if it will be on April 23rd that the update releases, I think the new item pack will also release on that day. Because while that Lost Tales of Greece mission is already in the game, the new item pack is not, so they have to release an update first before they can add this new item pack to the game. And then we got a pretty nice month of Assassin's Creed Odyssey content that will likely start mid-April. That's when I think everything will go crazy. Kind of like how we saw it before, and hopefully they add some more surprises in terms of new quality of life features as well. I will as always keep you up to date here on the channel, so subscribe if you haven't already for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like the video to support the channel. I actually want to do some more tips and tricks videos, so keep an eye out for that. But now, let's spend some newly earned Orichalcum at Sargon to see if we can finally get the freaking Hades Lieutenant. Yo Sargon, I really appreciate that you're also open at night. You're likely not sleeping at all or something, I don't know. That stupid apple that you eat all the time, it's pretty dirty actually. But yeah, okay, let's just go and get the freaking Hades Lieutenant. Come on, come on! I only need 7 items from the Helix store, and then I got everything. Then I got everything from the Helix store. So, yeah, Hades Lieutenant is one of them. I think it's 7 or 8 or something. It's pretty insane. During night, there's nobody there. Okay, I need to have another volunteer. You there. Boom. Oh, okay, we're gonna carry you. You will drown. Will that work actually? Will she drown when I like throw her in the water? I'm going to find out. Oh, I'm going to lay her down. No, no, no. Okay, we're gonna help her. Oh, oh. Blocking my view. Man, this is going to take way longer than I anticipated. Oh no, I'm on fire. This fire is out of control. Okay. Yes. Like this. Goodbye. Go swim with the fish. I got a video with a ton of Atlantis content where we talk, or actually info, where we talk about the Atlantis trophies that appeared. You can watch that by clicking on the screen. Again, like the video to support the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!